live. There I am. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Good to see you all. Uh, we'll let kind of catch up because I got a funny story to tell you. Oh my gosh, um, I had the podcast today. Podcast today was really fun. I had two podcasts today. I actually was only supposed to have one, but my first one was it was really good. It was a good guy. Insurance. Hey, Ray, insurance adjuster. Now, you would think that a podcast with an insurance adjuster would be kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? Hello, William. Hello, Jamie. You'd think that that would be boring, but hey, it was me interviewing the guy. Come on. It was like a stand-up routine. I told the guy my insurance adjuster joke. And if you want to know what it is, you should tune into the podcast. Problem is that I had a second podcast at 2:00. And typically I get my podcast information in a certain format. And this one, I didn't get the format. And I was like, hey, guys, what am I interviewing this guy about? I don't even know what he's going to be on my podcast for. And I quickly Googled the guy. I pulled up his website. I got a whole About Us page. I got the whole thing. Everything was great. I get on the call and I say, hey, Trent, good to see you. Okay, let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, this is Charles Dobens podcast, blah, 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 blah. My usual warm-up, usual introduction for the podcast. And then I start interviewing the guy. And it's a great interview. It's really good. He and I have a fantastic conversation. We're laughing, we're joking. I'm interviewing him. I'm asking about this, about all this great stuff. And then I get off the call and I wasn't in this studio. I was at my office at the time. So I get my car to go to my studio and I start listening to my Voxer messages because my whole staff communicates through Voxer. It's absolutely awesome. It's like we're all sitting right in the same room. And I listened to this Voxer message from Deb, who is my right-hand girlfriend. She runs the whole place. And she also does sales, which I absolutely love. Hey, Francis. And I listened to the Voxer from Deb, and she says, don't forget about the 2:00 sales call with a prospect for the Multifamily OS system that wants to talk to you. His name is Trent. And I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. That was supposed to be a sales call where I'm selling him on becoming a client of mine. Oh, I felt like you can't imagine. Oh, wow, that just blew me away. And I thought, oh, geez. Yeah, well, I guess that guy's probably wondering what that was all about because that did not work out the way we had expected. Okay, so I got a great podcast in the can right now for Trent, and you guys might listen to it sometime. But and silly me, we got it. We have to fix the system so that if I get a lead like that again, I know it's not a podcast. Oh, well, I hope he becomes a client of mine because he was a cool dude. And I really liked him, and he was a good guy. And that's how it is with my clients. The way I say is my customers become my clients, and my clients become my friends. And I'm looking right here. I got Ray Peters, Bill Califett, two clients of mine, two guys I really like. And by the way, I just sent Bill Califett an email. Hopefully he got it. So we'll see about that. And another thing, I was going to jump off and start by saying that, oh boy, I hope another client of mine isn't on the call right now because I see I have to speak in Connecticut and I may need to change that date. And I know right now Deb is like cringing. Yeah, I may be in Iceland on that particular date at a concert with 99 other people because it's only 100 people are allowed at this particular concert with Elvis Costello. Yep. His angels want to wear my red shoes up. Yep, I love. Yep, my sister's a huge Elvis fan. She invited me. I said I'm going, and I might need to change the date. Blah blah blah. Would you say you need to build our investment now in this current market? Yeah. No, Francis. Francis, I'm getting around to that. I love that question, and I'm going to answer that question. But let's talk about building your investor database because so many people are going to all these conferences and like, oh, we're going to find you all investor money overnight. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so great. You're going to be able to fund all your deals. Yeah, the other Elvis. Yes, exactly. Hey, Charles. Hey, Chan. How are you? Okay. Let me give you guys a little bit of background on building your investor database. All right. And I'm going to tell you how I did it and how I'm having my students do it. So the whole point of what you're doing is you want to educate your investors. First off, you're going to start off with your friends and family. Cut your teeth on people cut your teeth on people that know you, that hopefully already know, like, and trust you. Maybe some family members, and they ain't so much. But here's the thing: is you want to start a dialogue with that crowd and learn what your investors are looking for. So what I started way back when I first got started was to let my friends and family who I knew were going to be my investors, because I didn't have an investor database. LinkedIn was just getting started. We didn't even know what LinkedIn really was. So at that time, we were using the friends and family basis for finding who's going to invest with you. Oh my gosh, guys, I got a story to tell you. There's a guy here on Facebook Live who just chimed in. His name is Gregory Saucier. All right. I get a phone call from one of my staff. They say this guy wants to talk to you, wants to talk about your program. This was years ago. And he chimes in and they said his name is Gregory Saucier. And I said, Gregory Saucier? Huh. That's interesting. Okay, give me his number. I'll call him. We'll talk about multifamily. So I called this guy, and he's from Georgia. He's like in the north, like a northern realm, actually probably near Thomasville or the southern realm down near Florida. Thomasville. By the way, Gregory, if you're near Thomasville, Georgia, I just bought property down there. I just invested in a deal down in Thomasville. I wonder if that's near where you are. So anyway, I get this guy on the phone, and I'm talking to him, and he says he's from Georgia. And I may have the conversation not exactly correct, but this is what I said to him. I said, Gregory, have you ever owned a teepee? And of course, he must be thinking, what kind of a question is that? He goes, no, I've never owned a teepee. I said, no, Greg, hold on a second. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever owned a teepee? He goes, no, I have never owned a teepee. Greg, wait a minute. Let me see if I can refresh your memory. Back in second or third grade, in your backyard, did you own a teepee? Folks, I'm almost 60 years old, and I'm talking to this guy, and he says, yes, I did have a teepee in my backyard on Glenwood Drive in Nashua, New Hampshire, back when I was in second or third grade. Who are you? I said, Greg, it's me, Charlie Dobens, Sunset Heights Elementary School. I used to go over your house after school. And that was how I reconnected with my old classmate. Greg didn't last at Sunset Heights. See, Greg, it's all about marketing. Like how I'm pitching this, I'm making it sound like you were a bad dude. Yeah, Greg didn't last at Sunset Heights. He had to. He was asked to leave, and that's when he went down to Georgia. I'm sure at least that's how my story goes. So, All right. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Oh no, JJ Madonna. We did Rod Khleif's boot camp. It stunk. Oh, yeah, it's called Deb. She wants to hear about it. I hate hearing those stories. I've got a program coming up in June down in Florida, and as it's going to be phenomenal because it's going to take into account property management, asset management, and acquisition management, and it's going to talk about the whole encompassing of the business of multifamily. Let me get back to my topic. So I'm talking about friends and family, reaching out to your friends and family. So as we started to go through the process, we kept in touch with our friends and family because we were going to have to tap them on the shoulder. So we started an email chain telling them everything that we were doing every step of the way. It became a journey. It's like watching The Bachelor every weekend. You turn back in to find out what happens next. The same was true with that group. They all wanted to know what we were doing. They want to know what went right. They want to know what went wrong. They want to know why you got out of one deal, but you wanted to go after another. And we shared with them everything. And that was key for when we finally got that one deal under contract, the deal that made it past the due diligence, the deal where we had to start going for financing. That's when everybody knew this one's a keeper. We want to put our money in that deal. See, it's a lot easier when you tell them the whole story so that when you come to ask them for money, they're not like getting hit flat-footed. They actually stand up and say, hey, okay, that one, yeah, I heard all about it. Let's get in there on that deal. Versus, hey, multifamily? Well, why multifamily? If you are looking for money from people that still haven't been explained why multifamily is a great thing that they should be investing in, and you're already hitting them on the head for money, it doesn't work. As Jillian Sidoti always says, if you're looking for money the day you get the deal under contract, you're too late. And that's why you want to build up that rapport, that storyline with your investors right from the beginning. Not only that, you know what, something, Bill, we did it. Oh, I froze. We did it. Started out doing it on an individual basis. Then we realized that our group was growing so much, we wanted to add more, and so we started doing it on a group basis. And let me tell you something, Bill. This were the days before the CRMs. This was the days when we just did the blind CCs, and that's how we built and sent out our group communications. Nowadays, I've got my students, we've got the CRM, and I'm going to talk about it in just a moment, where you can send out blast emails to your investor database all day long. We're also going to start turning on the people in my program. We have a deal with Constant Contact. We're going to put investor templates in your library, and so you'll be able to just grab our templates and send them out to your investor list, and constantly be giving them information about what's going on in the marketplace so that you can always be ahead of it, because that's it. That's your customer base. Listen, you turn on your emails and you get hit with emails from so many different sources because they consider you their customer. You need to think of the same thing about your investors. They're your customers. 3 types of customers in this business: investors, owners, and brokers. And brokers are considered a customer because they're an agent for the owner. Those are your 3 customers, and you need to be marketing to them every single day. Brent, what the hell is Brent talking? I look older. It's got my haircut. See that? She cut right down the line. What do you mean I look older, Brent? Right. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Brent just totally caught me. All right, Brent, you gonna be that way? See your picture. All right. So here's the other issue that I identified as I began speaking and working with new investors about building their investor database. I'd get a phone call from somebody. Hey, I'm having lunch with my rich uncle, and I'm going to ask him if he wants to invest with me. Great, excellent. Call me back after your lunch and let me know how it goes. Get the phone call. It was great. Tell me what happened. Oh, I told him what I'm doing. He says, that sounds fantastic. I said, would you like to invest? He says, yes. I said, how much? He goes, I don't know, $100,000. So he's already going to throw $100,000 in the mix. I said, okay, for what? Well, for multifamily. Oh, no, obviously multifamily, but for what? Does he want performing assets? Does he want is he willing to take risk? Does he need the property to be in his backyard? Is he okay with it being 1,000? Thank you, Chan. I look like George Clooney. That's my celebrity crush, by the way. Thanks, Chan. Thanks for bringing that up. So I said, congratulations, you got nothing out of that lunch. So what are you talking about? I said, listen, if you don't ask the tough, probing, sales, consulting like questions of your investor when you're having lunch with them, when you go to knock on their door and ask them for that $100,000, you're going to watch them get crocodile arms really fast and be unable to find their checkbook and have every excuse in the book as to why they shouldn't invest with you because you gave them every excuse in the book. You didn't pin them down. You didn't ask them what type of asset they want. You didn't ask them under what qualifications would it take for you to move the money to me. You've got to ask those tough, probing questions. Guys, this is a sales call. Just like every other salesman, you've got to ask for the check. And the only way you're going to get that check is by asking the seller, what problem are you going to solve for the customer? Remember, sales is nothing more than solving a problem that a customer might not even know they have. So in this particular sales, your uncle's got $100,000. He would like to put it into multifamily. But under what circumstances and what conditions does it have to happen for him to do that? And so I realized that, listen, most people that come into my business are not sales and marketing people. Some of them are, and they ask for checks, no problem. Others come at this and they don't have the chops in order to get out there and ask for the check. And that becomes where they hit a brick wall. And if you can't ask for the check, you're never going to make it in this business. Just picture yourself. I'll talk about building our investor database. Oh, that's great. I can have 1,000 names for you tomorrow in your investor database. It doesn't mean any one of them is going to give you $1. It's you having to ask for the check. Building the investor database is all about marketing. Asking for the check is all about sales. And that's where the two parties separate the successful from the people that never make it in this business. You've got to be able to ask for the check. And the easiest way to do it is not to sell, but to consult. And the easiest way to consult is to ask 10 questions of your investor before you even talk about multifamily. So what we've done, and as a result of all these things that I've learned about who's successful and who's not successful, is on our CRM, on the MultifamilyOS CRM, under the investor tab where you build up your database of investors, there's a button. It just says copy link. You copy that link and you put it in an email. You put it on your web page. You put it in places where other people see it, in your LinkedIn post, on your LinkedIn profile, on your Facebook page, on your Facebook profile. You put that link, and that link is what we call the investor link. And this is the where we ask the tough questions. So instead of you feeling uncomfortable sitting there with your uncle asking these tough probing questions, you say, "Hey, listen, uncle, I would really love to invest with you. I think we'd have a lot of fun. I'd love to work with you. I need to know exactly what you're looking for." And so I put together this questionnaire, and it's online. I'm going to send you the link. All I need you to is fill it out, answer the questions, tell me what type of properties you're looking for, and just hit the enter button. And when you get the enter button, I'll get notification that you signed up and you're part of my database, and you're going to start getting communications from me, and I'm going to let you know every step of the way what I'm doing in this journey. Wow, nephew, that sounds great. I'll do that. Send me the link. And now in that link, we start asking the tough questions. How much can you invest? How long would ahead of time do you need to have before you can write a check? Are you looking for deals in your backyard? Are you looking for deals outside? Are you looking for deals that require rehab and are risky? Or are you looking for deals that you just want to have performing return on day one? All of those tough questions are already baked into that investor questionnaire. So you don't have to ask them. All you have to do is take them to lunch and tell them they'll be getting an email from you soon, and you'd love for them to fill it out. And what happens is, and this is a really cool thing about the investor, the CRM, is we take all that data and we can put it into a pie chart, and we put it into bar graphs, and we show you how much money people say they will invest with you, how much money, what types of assets, A, B, or C class property. What you can look right on there, and you can determine exactly what type of properties you should be looking for to match up those assets with your uncle's assets. Because remember, if you think about it, all you really are is a broker. You're brokering the deal between your uncle's money and a piece of real estate. And you're putting the two together, and you're keeping a piece of the action. That's how you need to think about building up your investor database. So let me, you're giving them an opportunity. You're not asking for money. They're not doing you a favor. You're doing them a favor. Thanks, Bob. Bob, one of the best sales and marketing guys, and that's why he's so incredibly successful in multifamily. That guy was a manufacturer's rep for Columbia Sportswear for 35 years until he said no mas, and he got into multifamily business. If Bob didn't ask for the check, his family didn't get fed that night. So that's the thing, is you've got to, that's how, that's who are the most successful people in this business, the people who come from a sales and marketing background. I just, something is going out to my list. Brendan Chisholm, one of my students, great guy in Connecticut. He's putting up a meetup. He does a meetup every month. He does a meetup every month from talk about multifamily in Connecticut. The guy's got 3 complexes, started with me with none. And I knew this guy was going to be a success because he came from a sales and marketing background. And now he's out there selling and marketing himself, building up his investor database once a month at a meetup. He put it together. How many of you have meetups? You don't have to be anybody special to start a meetup. Go start a meetup for multifamily investors. You'll see how fast it grows. And that's no better way to find people in your marketplace who have money than multifamily meetups. That's why they're doing it. Why do you think these meetups are happening? It's so somebody can build up their investor database. Okay, so Bill asked the question. Actually, I'm going to come to the questions later because I'm already at 4:23, and I'm going to tell one more thing. Then I'm going to start hitting the questions. So one of the things I'm leading a horse to water, but many students are still not drinking. What do I need to do to help my students build up that database? And part of it was, even though I've given them the tools, they don't have the medium. They don't have the form of communications to get out there with these potential friends and family investors. They need something to send to them on a regular basis. I said, okay, fine. I'm putting together an investor template library so that every week you'll have a new communication you can just grab and send out to the friends and family. But before they even get those template documents, they have to get into the system. So the first thing you want to do is send them those easy emails that explain exactly what you're doing. Because remember, they don't look at you as a multifamily investor. You've never done it before. They don't know you're interested in doing this, but they want to hear more. And so you've got to get those initial communications out the door that let them know what they can expect. So what we are doing is we're creating a form. All of my students are getting this form. It's got 3 simple questions on it. I'm going to tell you what those questions are in just a moment. 3 simple questions. We're going to get those forms back, and we're going to draft an initial email that tells the story about you and lets your investors, friends, and family know what you're trying to do. And Bill, can friends and family be added to the CRM as investors without filling out the questionnaire so group emails can be sent? Yes, they can. And there's a group a group button that you can put in there. You can just add the investor yourself, because we had that complaint where people weren't being able to add. They had to fill out all the questionnaire before they added them. No, you can add these people. And Bill, if you want, you can send over an Excel file, and your virtual assistant, your VA, will have that uploaded automatically. We'll add a CSV file of your investors right into the CRM, and you can start blasting them out emails. But what we've done to make it easy for you, and we're going to do this, your lead consultant or your VA is going to put together this initial email, and it is, oh, here it's on my computer. Hold on a second. First question: describe in 3 sentences the extent of your multifamily journey. Why do you want to do this? How long have you wanted to do this? What things have you done so far? Give us that information. And that's going to become the basis for the email. Next question: describe in 3 sentences what your goal and objective is in this business for you and your partner investors. Do you want to create a portfolio of cash flowing properties? Do you want to buy rundown assets and revitalize them? Do you have a socially conscious reason for your business? Affordable housing, workforce housing, neighborhood revitalization. Tell us about why you're doing this. What type of assets are you looking to do? And then the final question is, why are you writing to them? What is it about the recipient that sets them apart from all other friends and family? This is an opportunity to compliment them. Example: I'm writing to you to ask you to join me on this journey because you are the type of person that ... I would like to work with you because of your success in your own field of endeavor ... So we're going to have our students just fill out those forms, those 3 things, give us some meat. And then we're going to create a welcome email, an entry-level email that goes out to all your friends and family, asking them there'll be the ask, there'll be the call to action, click this button, fill out this form, all that type of information. And then we can start building your database of friends and family. And now we know what they're looking for. We know, are they accredited? Are they not accredited? We ask it in such a way that we don't come out and smash them over the head, because some of these people won't even know what you're talking about. Other emails that will be right behind this one are things that answer the most basic question. And you might think this is crazy. Why multifamily? Think about it, folks. You've been taking classes. You've been reading everything. You've been going to meetings. You've been analyzing deals. You understand why multifamily. Other people are not where you are. Your friends and family, they're not all at that same level. You've got to take the time to bring them along. You've got to answer the questions: why multifamily? Why is this a good investment? Why should some of my investment dollars be in multifamily? What is an LP? What is a GP? All these basic questions that you need to educate your investor database. Every week, you're going to be sending out these types of emails to people just to bring them along. Okay. And then finally, you're also going to be telling stories. Hey, I looked at a deal this week. Numbers look fantastic. We're going to be making an offer on this property. Okay, cool. Next week, hey, remember that deal? We were in best and final for our offer. We're waiting to hear back from the owner. I mean, so you keep them stringing along, let them know every step of the way that you're doing. Hey, we didn't make it. But if they can't close, they'll come back to us and we'll take another run at it. So you bring them along, you tell them the whole entire journey of what's happening. Now, that's how you start to build your database. That's how you start to get the basis, the base level for the people that you want to have in your group, your friends and family. Now you're going to start to go outside of your database, outside of the friends and family. Now you're going to start to get people that don't have any experience with you, that don't know what you're looking to do. People that you can find typically on all the group LinkedIn sites. That's a great place to start, and that's where I really, really built up my investor database, by the hundreds. And what I did is I was looking in a particular marketplace. Let's say you're looking in the Greenville, South Carolina marketplace. You go on LinkedIn and you put up a post that says, I am a multifamily investor. I'm focusing on the Greenville, South Carolina market. I'm looking at assets between these levels. If anyone else wants to partner with me in these areas, send me your login information. Send me your email information. I will add you to my database. They get in the database and then you start cultivating them. But that was the easiest way and the fastest way. But those people, they're out there doing the same thing you're doing. They're probably looking at, hey, I'm doing the same thing. I'll send him information, and maybe I can partner with him. Maybe I can, see what he's doing and do something different. So some of those people, because you don't have a long relationship with them, they're not the best leads. And as time goes on, one thing you learn about building up a database is typically the top 10% of your database is all that you're going to be contacting. All those are the ones who are opening your emails. Those are the ones that are have the money to send you. The other ones are just watching what you're doing, sitting back and watching. You just have to understand that. So anybody can build up a huge database. It doesn't mean that you've got people writing you checks. You've got to build up that credibility. You got to tell them the story. People buy from storytellers. That's the easiest way for you to sell. And when you're looking to raise money to build a multifamily portfolio, you are in sales. Sorry to tell you, but you're in sales. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to do the fun thing. Okay. So here we go. There's Ray. Hi, Ray. Hello. Jamie Huntley. What the heck is, an 8. Let's see. Hey, Bill. A YouTube user. I love these people, YouTube users. I have one guy that logs into my Monday night calls as Multifamily Magnate. I don't know who that is. Hey, Francis, let me see. Bill. Okay, Bill. Bill says, got it. Let's talk tomorrow. I'm trying to match Bill up with another student in my program, see if they can get a deal done. Let's see. Francis, would you say it's easier to build our investor database now in this current market? Francis, I don't care what's going on in the current market. I'm still going to do my business. And my business is to find investors for my business. Okay. Let me tell you a story. I don't watch the news. I don't watch politics. I don't have anything to do with it. When Donald Trump gave his concession speech at like 2:30 in the morning, what ended up being his concession speech, I stopped watching all news, turned it all off. I watched true crime murder mystery shows and football. That's what I watch on my television. People have to tell me what's going on for me to know what's going on. And it's because I take a page out of my father's book. My father, after every national election, would walk into the office and say, good morning, everyone. Who won? And everybody would laugh. Say, oh, yeah, very funny, Lenny, very funny. My dad was making a point. His point was that I don't care what's going on. It doesn't matter to me. I am still going to just get out there and live my life. And Francis, my friend, Paul, Paul, what is his book? What did I do with Paul's book? Oh, no. Well, here's my book. Have you got my book yet? Everybody should have my book. Paul Moore. Where's Paul Moore's book? Paul Moore wrote a book. And actually, Paul Moore wrote a blog post in Bigger Pockets. Please do a search for it. Paul's awesome. Paul is such a great guy. And Paul tells it like it is. And Paul stated in that blog post that the true real estate investors don't care what the market's doing. They know how to unlock value in their properties to bring real value to their families. So they don't care if the market goes up, hey, they get a boost. If the market goes down, well, they're just not going to make as much as they were. But because they know how to buy value, they'll always make money. It's the people that try to time the market, the people that have been watching this wave and jumping on and saying, hey, everything's going to the sky. Those are the people who are not real investors who are going to lose their shirt. So what happens when the interest rates go up? Are we in trouble? Should everybody run out of this market? What do you think Warren Buffett's doing right now? He's waiting for you to run out of the market. and he's going to come in and fill your shoes, because now's the time to be real investors are coming into this market now. Because what happens, interest rates go up. Oh yeah, that's going to cause a problem. But if you've done everything correctly, it's not going to cause a problem for you. What it's going to do is those people that were jumping into the market now, hoping that the rents are going to continue to increase at 20% per year, year over year, those are the people who went out and got the short-term loans, the bridge loans, and they're the ones who are going to be in trouble, and they're going to have to give their properties back to the bank, and that's when you walk in. And the other people with their mortgages coming due, and they're going to default on them. When I just wrote a blog post on maturity defaults, how to benefit from maturity defaults. Those are the people, the people that are going to benefit from that are the ones who are sitting on the sidelines waiting. So I don't care what the current market is. If you're looking to go out there and talk to your rich uncle, there's a reason why he's rich, is because he knows that you don't get into a market when it's on the rise. You get into the market when it's on its way down. So this is a great time to be getting into this market. I can't wait. My powder is very dry right now, and I can't wait, because I got it handed to me last time, and I'm not going to let that happen again. So Francis, don't ever ask that question again. We are investors. We know how to make money in all markets, and that's the key. All right, let's see what Frank's nice. Yeah, the other Elvis. There was another Elvis. I'm actually, that's what I'm learning. Can't Stop Falling in Love with You, or whatever Elvis song. I'm learning that song right now on the piano, but I'm learning the John Schmidt version of it. Look it up. Look it up on YouTube, John Schmidt. Okay, what else we have? Hey, Charles. Hey, Chan. Let's see. Happy New Year. Let's see. Oh, JJ, we did Rod Clues. Oh, JJ, yeah, I know. It's not me. I know it's not me. Let's see. So Deb wants James. She wants you to call her. Oh, there he is. There's Greg. There's Greg Saucier. Yes, And then Bill, did you send group email or individual? I answer this question because that is get them on group, because you just have to maximize your time. And then when they respond, always respond back to them. Pick up the phone and call your investors. Folks, I've been through the good times and the bad times. And I'll tell you, we went through a time where we lost properties. And when an investor who was losing their money, because we all were, when they picked up the phone and they called us, we always answered the phone. We didn't have good news for them, but we always answered the phone. And those people, one of them was at my daughter's wedding 12 years later. And these are people that invested in our deals. And it wasn't friends or family. We just became friends, and they knew that we were solid individuals, because even when things got tough, we always answered the phone. That's the thing I can tell you. You should always do. Brent Panic, you look older. Who the hell is Brent Panic? He's cracking me up. Yeah. Hey, Brent. Suck an egg. Okay. I look like George Clooney to Chan. All right. You're giving them an opportunity. Yeah, exactly. Bob Bryanton's one of the best. Bob Bryanton doesn't have to ask for money anymore. You're giving them an opportunity. He has people coming and beating down his door. Can friends and family be added to the CRM? Okay, so Bill is asking me this question because he's in my program and he's part of the CRM, the MFOS CRM. Bill, it was a problem before where the only way you could add a name was they had to go through the 4 pages of questionnaires. And we said, we need to change that. So we have removed that requirement, and people should be able to add the investor names right away. Yep. So, and checking that, let's see. I'm great at part. Ellipsis. Okay. I don't know if JJ knows that the word ellipsis is actually an inside joke among my staff, because Molly, who is running the show, she's producing this live show right now. She's a young buck, 25 years old, and she's so stinking smart when it comes to computers. And Deb and I are just tagging along like little school children. And whenever you see any type of software online and it has those 3 buttons, like you click those 3 buttons and more menu options come out, Deb and I just learned recently that that is called an ellipsis. We had no idea because Molly calls it an ellipsis. So you learn something new every day. Thank you, Molly. But that's I don't know, JJ, why you just said ellipsis. Maybe you are in on the know, but okay. So that's all I got for you here today, guys. If you got any topics you want me to talk about, please speak on up. I think I'm going to get into some technical stuff next time. I think I'm going to talk about contracts. Let me see. Iceland is, oh, yeah. This guy, Bob Bryanton, this guy goes all over the world just to go fly fishing. The guy went to Mongolia to go fly fishing. Who does that? Unbelievable. But Bob, I'll send you a postcard when I get there. So, all right. So I'll do some more technical stuff, maybe some contract work. I love talking contracts and teaching you how to protect yourself. Contracts, provisions that you should be putting in your contracts that many times you don't know to. If my students know that my purchase and sale contract has many get out of jail provisions, and that has come about over years of being in this business and rewriting my contracts to make sure that when I make an offer, my students make an offer, they are protected. I have still yet to have any of my students lose their earnest money deposit because they didn't know what they were doing. I make sure that if your money goes hard when you know you're going to close in this property. If you're not there yet, you're not going to lose your money. Except I had no exceptions. I had one student that went 5 months and his earnest money never went hard. He says, I want to keep it going. I said, and sooner or later, the seller's got to say, hey, put up or shut up. 5 months went by, and before he decided to get out of the deal. And when he sent that termination letter, 3 days later, his earnest money was right back in his account. So yeah, it can be done. Maybe I'll spend some time talking about contracts. I'll remind Molly right now to put that on the lead thing. Yeah, if you can hit me up on okay. No, hey Greg, I don't hit anybody up on Facebook. If anybody tries to communicate with me through any of those social channels, I just don't follow those things. Sometimes I go in and check and I see somebody sent me a message on LinkedIn like 4 months ago. Like, why? If you really needed me, you'd just send me an email. So Greg, I can't follow that. We'll catch up on grade school stuff. Yeah, Greg. Yeah, we'll catch up on Facebook. I'll tell you what happened in 3rd grade. That was my best year, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Bob Bryanton, because I followed Charlie's advice. Exactly. Well, this wasn't you, Bob. This actually happened to be another Bob that I helped out in that particular case. So, but that's the name of the game. All right. Got the book. All right. And I'm getting them all shipped out to me. If you want one, make sure you go online and you go to multifamilyos.com, and one of those pop-ups come up and you put in your name and address, and we'll send it on over to you. Yeah, so that's and then also we got the event in June and then one in July. So we've got, if you're a client of mine, we have a mastermind June 1st and 2nd. We have the Multifamily OS conference on the 3rd and the 4th down in Fort Lauderdale. In July, we're doing a hotel to apartment conversion weekend boot camp in Chicago. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's going to be great. That's already. I'm Dave Peters and I are doing that together, and I've already invested in a couple of Dave's deals. Very excited about them. I think, guys, and as Dave Peters calls it, 2023, the year of the hotel conversion. And if you guys go on any special servicer, if you're looking for deals, go on and type in Google CMBS special servicer. They'll pop up. look for the properties that they've taken back already. And what you'll find is that the majority of the deals that they've taken back already are hospitality properties, hotels. And that's where the deals are going to be had. I mean, we just did a deal in Thomasville, Georgia, for one, and some of them are 2-bedroom hotel units that were converting to hotels, converting to apartments. And we bought them already fully renovated for $39,000 a door. You can't screw up a deal if you buy the place fully renovated at $39,000 a door. So that's the type of opportunities you're going to start seeing out there in the marketplace. So let me see. Kelly Rolls. Let me see what Kelly says. Kelly, where are you, Kelly? The contract technical provisions vary a surprising bit by attorneys. It would be awesome to hear yours. Okay, Kelly. Hey, Kelly, if you talk about technical provisions, give me an example of what you mean by technical provisions, so I know that I'm on the right track with you. I figured, Greg, I knew you lived in that part of Georgia. The Thomasville is right down the road from you. I think it's the Red Roof Inn in Thomasville, Georgia. I got a great picture of it. I am now the proud owner, along with a bunch of my friends and family. All right, so let me see. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Listen, multifamilyos.com. Check it out. I'm here every week, Thursday, 4 p.m. This is live. I'm doing it right now. I'll see you all soon. So we will chat soon. And Kelly, because I'm hanging up and I haven't heard from you yet, just reach out to me or my staff, and because I really want to know the answer to that question. But I'll chat with you all later. Thanks, everybody. Oh, hold on, Kelly. Finally, Kelly learned how to type, I guess is what it is. Less standard methods of protecting against earnest money. Okay. Oh, Kelly, I'll see you next week. Molly, make sure that's my topic for next week. Kelly, got you covered. I got 5 get out of free jail provisions in the purchase and sale contract, and I'll share them with you. All right, everybody. Great to see you, and we'll chat next week.